Hi guys, Mike here from Shows Your Slot. So today I just want to do a review on this BRM 186 Ford Capri number 52. So I have opened this before to have a bit of a look at when I did a pre-review. So let's have a look inside the box. Nice plastic case to protect it inside there. That's basically just in case they're moving. It's not going to scratch the top, so nice little addition. So let's have a look at the car. So beautiful looking car as always. Ford Capri's, being from England, one of my favourites. The Ford Capri's, Escorts, Cortinas is what I sort of grew up around. So we will get back to that. Let's have a look what else is in the box. So a couple of BRM stickers there. And also, this is interesting, some rally lights which can be fitted as additions to the car. So whether you can see them at all. Across there, nice little rally lights that can be fitted onto the car. So nice little accessory pack. Also in here, very important, this flyer. Don't throw the flyer away. This is really important to keep hold of this. One, just showing the different models on this latest range of Capris they brought out. But inside, breakdown of your car. Now that is showing, if the light's not reflecting, just showing all the parts for your car. So you've got all your part numbers there for the car, everything that you need, making it really easy if you want to replace or change anything. You've got all your part numbers you need to know for ordering. Also on the back, optional extras. So these are additional parts that you can buy. Things like the little brass nuts for adjusting the float in your car. So there's a few changes you can make, different compound of tyres. So all on the back of there is the additional optional parts you can get as well. So great source of information from BRM on these. So don't throw the flyers out, keep hold of these and make sure when you're ordering, you're going to get the ones that you want and the parts that you want. So those little brass nuts I was just talking about come in 1mm, 2mm, 2.5 and 3mm for adjusting your float. So keep that in mind guys with these. So let's have a look at the car. So here we go, let's take it off the base. Just unscrew that so it's fastened down nicely. Put that out of the way. So here we have it. Ford Capri from BRM. So just looking down at the car there. So really nice looking car. Having a good look at it at the front there. Some nice details at the front. Even the Ford, very fine print on there. Is really nice. So I don't know if you can see on the back where it says Capri. So really fine printing in there, but nice. The interior, you can see a roll bar in there, the driver, fire extinguisher. I made comment on one of the cars that the gear stick was in a strange place, but this looks like in a normal place I would expect it for a Ford Capri. Only thing I'm finding with that, left-hand drive. Okay, interesting. Most of the Capris did come out right-hand drive. Yeah, but I guess for Europe, where these guys are, they were possibly left-hand drive for over there. But in the UK, they were all right-hand drive. I don't know whether you can see. They've got a little dash. Has got the speedo and that on it. Don't think I'm going to be able to get inside to show you on the camera. No, I can't get the camera inside to show you. But on the actual dash, there is a speedo display, which is a real nice touch in there. So here we have it, Ford Capri. So usual two-piece metal chassis with a nice bit of float in there again. that little squeaking is just where the float is on the metal brass thing. So if they're a bit annoying, I sometimes put a little bit of tape inside or across the chassis on the inside just to dampen that. But one thing I will mention, as I say, I did open this car to do a pre-review, and the 4 screws here that have the brass nuts for the float, there was actually a brass nut in the bottom of the box that weren't that had come loose in transport. So obviously I put that back in, I put it back in. But when you open your boxes, just check them and just have a check that they are tight before you put it on the track. It's a lot easier to check it now before you put it on the track than on the track and then lose it. So first thing you do when you get them out of the box, and suggest this with all cars, no matter where and who they're from, is check your screws. So it takes a second to just get a screwdriver and just give them a quick check, make sure everything's nice and tight. Same with the motor, just check everything's nice and tight before you put it on the track. It takes a couple of seconds to do, but it's a lot better than losing a part on the track. So I don't know whether you can see this. Front wheels are on a camber. So there is a camber there on those front wheels. I'm not very good at these camera angles, I can't really see. Can you see that? So looking across that way, maybe you can see better. The front wheels are cambered. So interesting to see how they wear on the track. I have a tendency to quite often try and true these down and get them a bit flatter. They seem, as they flatten out, they seem to run a little bit more stable. But what I'm going to do, beautiful looking car, so I'm going to get that on the track in a minute and test it out. But before I do, rest of the range. So these are the ones that came out. So here we've got a number 53. You can see on this one it's got the orange stripe where the other was red. So this is the number 53 that came out. And also, out of the 3 latest ones, red and white. Gotta say, possibly my favourite out of the 3. So beautiful looking cars. I think they've done the Ford Capri's proud by all means. Not the only Capris they've had. In the past, my favourite out of all of them was the Kent number 4. Now, still my favourite, I think, out of all of them. What a great selection of cars coming out from BRM. And if you haven't driven BRM cars, get onto it. They are awesome fun to drive. Especially this particular size is my favourites. With classes of the Group 2 size. Great fun on the tracks. So I'm going to test out the number 52. So I'm basically going to just put it straight on the track. I'm not going to do anything to it. So, and we will see how we go from there. So we'll see what it runs like on the track. So Ford Capri from BRM, number 52, which is BRM, let me check the number again, 186. This is BRM 186. So some great cars coming from BRM. We've got to have at least 50 or so cars now here in 50 or 60 cars in stock here at Shaw's Slots of different BRM cars, because they are getting very popular. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. We're going to get this on the track and see how it goes. Ford Capri from BRM. Hi guys, Mike here from Shaw's Slots. So we're just going to continue the review on the BRM Ford Capri. So we did the out of the box before, so now we're just going to get it on the track. So I've done nothing to this at all, not trued the tyres or anything. It's basically straight out of the box. All I've done is check the screws were tight. There's been no oil, nothing put on, which I would normally recommend some oil on them. But anyway, we'll get it straight onto the track and see how we go. A little bit noisy, that's probably half the float in some of the gears. Could probably look at checking that mesh later. There we go. you've got a control that has brakes, turn your brakes right up on your first testing of these. BRMs can tend to roll on quite a lot, so you don't want to damage your car in the corners. So get your brakes up, bring them down. All right, so best lap times, what we're getting, 10 seconds. We can do better than 10 seconds. Now let's get into it a bit. The track might be a little bit dusty. We've not used it today, so get a few laps. Might give the tyres a quick clean. There we go. We got into 9.6. We're going to give the tyres a quick clean. So this little device to clean the tyres on is something I make. Basically just some braid there, powered up to a power supply. Damp sponge, just clean the tyres. Nothing special. It's nice and quick. Easy way of cleaning your tyres. Quite often take that with me if I go somewhere. It's portable. I can just fit a 9-volt battery to it. Alright, let's see what we can get out of this car. Doesn't that look beautiful on the track? It's a shame there's not 6 of them on there. 6 of these racing rounds would be awesome. So best lap there, we're at 9.5. So we can get a bit better than that out of it. It's holding the track nicely to say the tyres have not been chewed. 9.4, come on. We can do better than that. Oh, tailing out a bit there now. Lap. 9.2, we're getting it down. So we race these on part of the stuff we race on Tuesday nights. If you're not racing these at your local club, have a go, because especially these Group 2 ones, they're not overly big. I know they're 124, but still, there is 132 cars almost as big, some of them. So you've got to really give these BRMs 124s a try on your track. They are awesome fun when you've got a group of guys all on the track together. Cars are quite close when they're going around because they are that bit bigger, but it is great fun. Alright, let's see if we can get a bit more out of this car. Biggest problem with this car is the person behind the controller. Now you cannot complain at that. That's what we're down to there. Still 9.3, 9.21. I thought we're not going to get it much more than that. True these tyres up, and we'll get a little bit more out of them. There's always improvements to be made to all cars. But straight out of the box, I cannot complain at that. That looked awesome on the track. This will definitely be worked on, and you will see it race the next time we do a BRM race here at Georgia Slots. Which I'm not sure. I think I need to make a new calendar for that. But what a good car. Straight out of the box, and I've rolled it. There we go, it's on its side. No harm done, nice and robust. Not going to cause any problems. So, picked up a little bit of dust on the tyres. Alright, one more tyre clean. A few more laps, and that's us done. Let's see what we can do. Okay, here we go. Let's do one lap first, just to get a bit of moisture off my tyres, not push it too hard, because I've just done them clean on a damp sponge. Alright, let's see what we can do with this lap. There we go. Makes a difference keeping your tyres clean. On any track you go to, do a few laps, clean your tyres, do a few laps, clean your tyres, and it'll tidy your lane. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. We'll call it a day on this lap. So there we go, 9.16 BRM Ford Capri. Beautiful car, handles well on the tracks. Definitely we'll do some truing on the tyres. You just see the edges of the rubber there where it's on the moulding. So definitely true those tyres up, that will make a difference. Front wheels spinning pretty good on that side. Yeah, not bad on that side, a little bit tighter, a bit of oil, all that probably needs. All in all, I'm happy with that, and I will definitely be racing that at the next BRM race that we have here at Georgia Slots. And thank you for allowing me to do the review. Any questions on the cars, guys, give us a shout. We've got stock available. And if you haven't, like I said, driven a BRM car yet, have a look at the collection. There is some awesome cars out there from BRM, and they go well. They're definitely a fun addition to any club where racing is being done. Get your 124 BRM classes in there, guys. All right, thank you very much. I will catch you again next time. Thanks for watching.
Butterfly Fix